Do you have family that drives you nuts? That crazy uncle, those overprotective parents, unruly children, the sibling who annoys the crap out of you, not to mention in-laws. Can we all just get along? Let's talk about it. Barry Smith here, pastor of 25 years, published author, and a guy who loves his family, but wonders why they can be so annoying sometimes. I'm guessing it's probably me. In my seasons of attitudes that I go through where I'm not very tolerant to my family. But I'm not talking about annoying family. I'm talking about real family problems, serious conflicts, estranged relationships, knockdown, drag-out encounters, divorce, and blended families that just can't get along. Listen, if we can't get this right, we're going to go to our graves with anger, regret, and a poor legacy for our family. But it doesn't have to be this way. You see, the Bible is full of dysfunctional families. Adam and Eve with the whole blame game. You got sibling rivalry with Cain and Abel, and Jacob and Esau, and Joseph and all of his brothers. You know, that's what I love about the Bible. God doesn't hide us from the mess that is the human condition. Here's what we know for sure. Relationships are damaged by sin, which makes sense because sin separates us from God. So when we sin against each other, when we do each other wrong, there's no doubt there's going to be issues. And family relationships go south when we deviate from God's plan. God intended one man to marry one woman and, when possible, to have kids. Ephesians 5:28 says, in this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one ever hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body, just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. This is a profound mystery, but I am talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Husbands are to stay in love with their wives and be willing to serve and sacrifice for them, including even death. Wives, we are to respect our husbands, which is tough sometimes because we're not always respectful. And kids are to obey their parents. If everyone in the family stayed in their lane and followed God's plan for the family, we'd have a lot less drama and family problems. Men and women are to mutually submit to each other in the Lord. That's God's plan. If a man is living out God's plan and loving and sacrificing and serving his wife, she'll respect him and submit to him and love him deeply. If a woman respects her husband, he'll serve and sacrifice for her. If the kids obey the parents, life is good, y'all. But we don't always follow God's plan. And you know why? Because submission to each other is in direct opposition of our flesh's desire to get our own way. We want to defend our rights and our opinions. We blame others. We assert our agenda and our expectations, and that will always lead to family problems. Now here's a 3-step answer to family problems. Number 1, be a godly family member. Number 2, follow God's plan. Number 3, pray for your family. That's a 1, 2, 3 punch right there. You can't be a doormat, and you can't put yourself in a dangerous environment because some spouses and kids and parents, well, they can be abusive. That's beyond our scope today. I'm saying that if all believers would follow God's plan, we'd have far less family problems. And also a reality check, you can't control anybody but you. So you submit to God and focus on you and your role in the family. And that brings us to your message in a tweet. If you don't get anything else, be sure to get this. You can post it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anywhere else. Here's your message in a tweet. Instead of trying to control family members, control yourself by following God's plan for the family. Instead of trying to control family members, control yourself by following God's plan for the family. It's really that simple. You be the best you can be, not because your spouse or not because your kids or your parents are the perfect role models and deserve it, but because Christ is your King and He laid it all out for you. It is Him that we submit to. I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying it's doable. And if you're not in an abusive or dangerous environment, then focus on you and God and your relationship. Are you being a godly family member and following God's plan? and praying for your own family. If you can answer yes to those 3 things, you're doing your part. If you're not, but you'd like to, then put the word prayer in the notes below. Just type up word prayer, and Youchoose will pray for you. I'll pray for you to fulfill this 3-step process in helping with family problems. I'll leave you with an encouraging scripture, but before we get there, as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe to our videos. All of that helps us get the message out there. Seriously, when you subscribe and comment, it helps our channel big time. And if you like this, then please consider supporting us with a tip on PayPal or a tax-deductible donation at Youchoose.community. The links are below. We'd really appreciate it. So right now, go ahead, hit that thumbs up, and share this thing, because no doubt someone you know probably needs to hear this. And don't forget to post in the comments below prayer if you want to take those 3 steps. Until next time, I leave you with Philippians 2, verses 3 and 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others.